So do you have any thoughts with what I said in terms of great responsibility comes with great power? Because I know you're a huge Spider-Man Marvel fan as well.
Anime, other art forms, manga were great pieces for me to not really feel lonely and learn some of these valuable lessons that I've learned as a human. Like, Naruto and Jiraiya and all of these people that have influenced me in a way that I've grown as a human. And if I grow as a human, my art is going to grow as well, because I've already made the responsibility of accepting that, no, this is the type of artist I want to be. This is the type of person I want to be. That Spider-Man quote is legendary because it's extremely true. Life imitates art and art imitates life, and it goes hand in hand. And so for those who are out there who are struggling to find their own style, struggling to find themselves, go into art. Try and find art pieces and dive into them and immerse yourself. And I guarantee you will learn a lot from that. But like you said, it's not just an artist thing. When you're in this place where you feel like you can't break out of, and you can't get out of bed, or you just don't want to go out, I really do challenge people to just throw themselves into these sources, because they won't judge you. These things won't try and misguide or, stir up your sauce or anything. It's only going to amplify it. And that's the beautiful thing. That's why books are great. That's why manga is great. Anime is great. Cartoons are great, especially when they're made out of, pure intention.
Yeah, I want to highlight and zoom in on something you said. You said that these entities don't judge you. I love that, because I've never thought about it this way, but whether you subscribe to the belief of God, universe, the source, the oneness, whatever names you want to label them as, in this case, books or art, judgment comes from a place of ego. And art and books and these entities do not have ego. They're egoless. Because ego is a human characteristics. And that's why you're right. They cannot and they will never judge you because they're egoless. I do want to go in and ask you about something a little bit further and a little bit deeper. You talked about life imitates art. Can you elaborate more?
It's something that I've realized, especially now, because I was very impatient younger, very, very impatient younger. And it showed, like, that was the conflict that I had prior to the revelations that I had in my recent years, that it was how I continue meeting time. And it was always that friction, and it always did something with my art, and not necessarily in imagery, but more so with how I felt with myself, which is art too. So it's one of those things where I had to not necessarily adapt, but learn more from. Life imitates art. It's like time is between all of that, and it's how one uses that time. We're wielders of time, if we can think of that like that. And I'm truly starting to understand what that means, not just in a art sense, but more so in a sense of like a human sense, a soul. Like, how does this feel towards my soul? And it's been helping me out tremendously, thus improving my art.
Yeah, I feel like this may sound very esoteric, but because time is a construct, right? I read a little and I know a tiny bit of like astrophysics, physics like that. And I do know that like the stars we see every single day, many of those stars are already dead, but they're light years and light years and light years away. What that means is by the time the projections of the light that reflects a star get to our human eyes, those stars already could have been ceased to exist. That means we're concurrently in real time, air quote, peering into the past while we're in the present. Don't ask me any questions, but these are factual statements. And it makes my head hurt because I don't understand, right? It's the meta, philosophy, epistemology, all these things. But I share that because in that sense, since time is a construct, time is limitless. There is no limit to time. Because how can there be a limit to a construct of an idea? At the same time, we humans, through our ego and our perceptions of reality, we put confinements on time so we can wield them, as you said. At the same time, we don't wield it perfectly because there's ego, there's fear, anxiety, depressions, comparison syndrome, imposter syndromes, the urgency, right? Because life is short and long. Yeah. You can achieve a lot of things in life by being intentional, by being responsible, by being accountable. And that's one of those paradoxes that are simultaneously true and sound conflicting. And humans are one of the few species that can hold two seemingly contradicting things at the same time. That's what makes us humans, right?
It's funny that you mentioned that you can physically see the past, because that's how it feels with me when I go on these hikes and when I hike a mountain that I do multiple times, and I have like a different experience, but I feel stronger in a way. And I love that because it genuinely feels that's how good art is, like really genuinely good art is supposed to be made. It's just one of those cycles that I feel is continuous, and a lot of things that I admire in life, hence why life imitates art. I see a lot of the things that I cherish within art that I hold to a high degree. The same thing unfolding in front of me in life that I am like, wow, like I love this. I genuinely love experiencing this. This is a good moment. This is a genuinely human moment. And that's something that I had to learn. And it all wraps around time. It all deals with time, because it is long, but yeah, it's like you said, it's also very short, but it has so much within that. It's crazy.
Hey, yes, you, to all my fellow introspective thinkers, thank you for being curious. If you enjoyed watching this short clip, I recommend clicking here for the full-length video. Here's to discovering more authentic life stories, mental health insights, and toolkits. Let's get this started. Peace.